Hey, Paul here for Retro Gaming Arts, and today I want to talk about some of the mistakes that I made modding consoles for people. And what people were doing is they were sending me consoles to modify, repair, customize, whatever, pay me, and I ship them back. I did that for a lot of people for a long time. So why do I want to list the mistakes of what I did? Two reasons. I believe that after any chapter of your life, when you close that chapter, you should look back and reflect on it to see what you did wrong. Because when you find out what you did wrong, that's how you learn what to do right. And that's how you can grow as an individual, not just modding consoles for people. Because I don't actually intend to mod consoles like that again. So learning my mistakes from there, I want to see how those mistakes transcend into my individual personal life, me as an individual. So I want to know how I can grow as a person instead of how can I mod consoles better for people in the future. And for you, I want, in case you want to do this, in case you want to mod consoles for people and you want to start having a bunch of people send you consoles to mod and you want to do this, I want you to know my mistakes so you don't have to do what I'm doing right now. Make the mistakes and then reflect on them later on and then learn from them. You can learn from me right here, right now. I'll tell you everything I did wrong. However, I don't think that any of you guys watching would ever make these mistakes. But just in case. So what was the first thing that I did wrong? Never said no. Never said no to anybody. How is that a mistake? How is that a flaw? If somebody said to me like, hey, can you do this mod? And I knew like that's incredibly time consuming. It's not exactly the easiest thing. There's a lot of liability. A lot of things can go wrong. Blah, 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 blah. Not the ideal mod. Probably shouldn't be doing that mod. But I would say yes anyway and do it anyway. Knowing that it's not the right thing to say, I would still say yes. Why? Why would I do that? Probably a character flaw in me. Why would I value somebody else's wants and needs more than my own? Character flaw. Means low self-worth, low whatever. I don't know. That's why I'm reflecting and figuring it out. So for you, don't just say yes to everybody. You can say no. It's okay. Set boundaries and ground rules for yourself, things you stick by, and stick to them. So the next thing that I did wrong was took on way too much work. Way too much work. Now, this kind of coincides with the first one of never saying no, because if I said no, I wouldn't have taken on too much work. But I took on way too much work because at the time, I was doing all the repairs for multiple different game stores. I was making 2 YouTube videos a week. I was working a full-time job. I had a website where like people would buy things from it, and like I would run a website. Like, it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff. And I spread myself too thin. And I didn't sleep, I didn't eat. I totally neglected me as a person in order to accomplish all the things that I was doing. I learned a lot from that experience, and I wouldn't change anything that I did, because if I changed anything that I did, then I wouldn't have the knowledge that I have now. That knowledge is worth the pain, or whatever you want to call it. So for you, that's what I learned. For you, don't spread yourself too thin. I have a lot of really good friends that are really good modders, and a lot of things that they'll do is just, for an example, is they'll take on 10 consoles a week, won't take on any more until those 10 are done, ship those 10 out, take on 10 more. By doing that, it allows you to balance, and allows you to have structure and organization, and it allows you to not spread yourself too thin. I felt I could do it. And I did do it. It was a little bumpy at times, but still did it. So now I just have a better understanding of how to balance my life, which balance is a very important key. I'm still working on that. I'm actually terrible at balancing my life, but I understand that I should be good at it. I understand it's important. So it's work in progress. The next thing I did wrong was communication. And what I mean by communication is when people send you consoles to mod, a lot of people, about 80% of people, want direct communication. back and forth between you. And what makes that extremely, extremely difficult in my situation was I'm talking to one person. This one particular person wants me to talk to them like a lot of updates. And it's very difficult to tell somebody, hey, you're one of 100 right now. Like, I have 100 other people who want the same type of updates. And then you have people, and then they'll just be like, what's your favorite game? And it's like, hold on, I gotta go Magic Console. I'll be right back. So it became very, very difficult to do the communication aspect. And what I was doing for a while was I would wake up 11 o'clock in the morning after going to sleep at 8 in the morning. I would wake up at 11 and I would literally just reply to emails and messages for about 8 hours. Stop. And then I would work on consoles. And what I found was it would be way better if I didn't do that. So I slowly started to not do that with people anymore. And I was able to accomplish more work. But that's a really, really difficult and really tough thing to do because people want that sense of security, that sense of I know what's going on, that sense of like, hey, you're just some random guy from the internet. Are you gonna steal my console? Like, no, but they don't know that. You know what I mean? Or like, did you do something wrong to it? Is it broken and you're just not telling me? Like, people want that sense of security, that sense of back and forth, and you need to tell everybody everything up front. Now, something that I really, really wanted to do, and this, if you're thinking about modern consoles, this is what I really wanted to do. This is what I really, 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 really wanted to do. Make it all automated. The whole process automated. Somebody wants to get a console modded, they go to your website, NES. Okay, what do I want done to my NES? Let me check the boxes. Capacitors. Yes, I want the capacitors replaced. Replace the capacitors. Yes, I want a new 72-pin connector. New 72-pin connector. Check that box. Ooh, oh, and I want it AV modded. Boom, check AV mod. Boom, done. Done. They selected everything they wanted. Then they order it. And then as they order that, it gives them the instructions. Mail your console here. Here's a list of all the questions that I'm answering for you ahead of time. Here you go. Everything you need to know right here. Boom! That would have been so good. So do that. You want to mod consoles for people? Make it automated. If you want to do it at a high scale, high level, high volume, where you want to take in 60 consoles a week, automated. Automated. That was the secret ingredient that I was missing. Automation. Because it took so much time because, everybody's case is different. So everybody's case has different questions that you need to answer for them. So by answering each one of those sets of questions individually, it consumed a lot of time. What would have been good was to answer all of those questions in one big sheet and then hand it to them. Hindsight. That would have been good. And that was what I really, really, really wanted to do. It would have made my life so much easier. But I was like, in my head, I was like, I'm not going to be doing this for, what am I going to do? Be doing this for like 6 months more? We'll move on to something else. It's okay. I'll just let it ride out, and just didn't do it. And I was like, and then I'll make a video telling people to do that, 7, 8 months, 10 months from now. Which is this video, because that's how that works. So another thing that I did wrong was, actually, those are the main ones. That's really it. Those are the biggest ones I want to talk about. Another one that I did wrong was the whole purpose and the whole message never got conveyed. The whole reason for doing it. I feel I never properly conveyed it. The whole purpose and the whole message is like, hey man, you love these games just as much as I do, right? You understand that it's old technology and these things are going to die. I believe that if everybody wants to retro game in 10 years from now, everybody's going to need to know how to use a screwdriver, how to use a soldering iron, how to diagnose issues, how to diagnose problems. The whole purpose is to bring attention to that and to let people know that I should learn a little bit more about these consoles than just how to turn it on. You know what I mean? And I feel that I never properly conveyed. But it's okay. I got a lot of time on YouTube to say that message and to make a lot of videos about how to work on consoles and stuff like that. So in due time, it'll be all okay. And also, another reason for this video is sometimes vocalizing mistakes helps you acknowledge your mistakes. So to sit there and internally think about it and then to stand here and say it out loud helps me. And I don't know, it just does. Helps me be more aware of what I could do wrong or what I did wrong and what I could do right. Helps me figure myself out. If you understand, let me know. So thank you guys very, very much for watching. You never know what kind of video I'm gonna make next, right? I always keep you on your toes, I hope. You never know what's coming. Is this dude just gonna talk about his problems? Or is this dude gonna mod a console? You never know what's coming next. Hey, whatever happened to that Neo Geo Goldie? Where's the follow-up video? Coming actually really, really soon. So thank you guys very much for watching. Thank you for everybody who comments really nice things, supplies information, supports me, has my back. Like, thank you, everybody. Very, very much so. It's greatly appreciated. And especially thank you if you made it all the way to the end of this video. It means a lot. It means more than you know.